What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Now, I haven't really talked much about this case. You know, just not. I'm interested in it, but at the same time, I I don't want to talk too much about this case on YouTube. Probably until it's over. Um, because one of the things that I've noticed, well, it's not unique to me or anything, but just like with the presidential election, people get so impassioned about a lot of these things, man, to the point where they sometimes get out of character and, what I'm saying, start doing things like sneak dissing when that's not even needed, sneak dissing me, um, all just because we have a difference of opinion. So, I try not to talk too much about this, but I'm going to say this. I don't like Diddy. I don't like him. I've never liked him. I didn't like him in the 90s. I've always been suspicious of him when it comes to the demise of certain people. When I say demise, I'm talking about career-wise and life-wise. Even those close to him. Okay? But this case isn't about whether or not I like Diddy. This case isn't about whether or not Diddy's a good man. To me, what this case represents and the reverberations of a particular outcome could have for me and others as men, and in particular black men, supersede and trump all of those things. There already is a concerted effort by some, a powerful some, to change and augment the rules as far as engagement between the genders, okay? The sexes, all right? There's already, and we've seen this time and time again, there's long been an anti-male movement going on in this country. And the group that you target when you have these types of campaigns are those who you think are the least in power, those who are the most vulnerable. And that tends to be us, black men, okay? I'm not saying the media don't talk about other men, but it's not the same fervor. It's not with the same passion and not with the same hatred as it is with us. And unfortunately, you even have people who look like us who are leading the charge. So I'm doing this video because I have to say, despite the fact that the media have often portrayed Diddy's legal team as inept, bungling, totally out of their league when compared to the prosecution. And I've been hearing for months now all this alleged evidence that the prosecution had, which often sounded ridiculous to me, haven't come to fruition. Stuff about baby oil, stuff about, him grooming all these people, the unthinkable with those under, a certain age. It seems like the only thing they really have is the fact that he's a freaky dude that likes kinky sex and the tape. Now, nobody's condoning the tape, but when it comes to the sexual stuff, number one, that's his kink, and it's not unique to Hollywood. Matter of fact, some of the stuff that he's doing or been accused of doing is par for the course. I've seen worse and heard of worse from those who are really truly untouchable, the small heads, Let's keep it real over here. And Cassie is a willing participant. And that's been, uh, to me, the dominant theme over the past couple of days is the prosecution is starting to sweat here because the defense, and by the way, from what I've been able to read and hear about, this whole thing is totally slanted against Diddy. No matter how you feel about somebody, look, even serial unalivers get fair trials, or supposed to get fair trials. So no matter how much we want to present this man as a monster, I've seen worse get fair trials. Matter of fact, I've seen people demand that they get fair trials. This time limit on when she can be cross-examined. Look, at the end of the day, she's the star witness. They have to go at her. And, look, the fact is just coming out now that I think she wanted to name a child after Diddy. She's on tape threatening this guy's life. Diddy. So what that tells me, in addition to all the evidence of text messages that show that she was more than a willing participant in these escapades, tell me that what we've always suspected, that although, you know what I'm saying, Diddy is a bad guy, she's no innocent little fairy queen. Okay? I know there's a such thing, what do they say? You're not supposed to 304 shame, but if it walks like a duck and acts like a duck, what are you supposed to call it? Because what they're trying to do is, a lot of what they're trying to do in this little, when I say they, I'm talking about those who have an agenda. It's not lost upon me the gender of the prosecution. It's not lost upon me when you look at CNN and some of these channels, and we look at some of these networks. It's a group of women. You're not trying to tell me that they're not biased. We see it here on social media. But somehow, as a man, I'm supposed to show my objectivity, but you get to be totally biased as hell. You ignore the evidence. I'm just going to another situation with Haley Bailey. The mother has come out and said, well, the scratches on her arm comes from my son, the rapper, I think it's DDG or something, holding her back while she's hitting me. Oh, you're still supposed to put your hand. Oh, so what you're trying to tell us is we're human pinatas. You can just put your hands on me and hit me regardless. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too. All women aren't delicate flowers. I had a girlfriend who was 170 pounds and could knock out a normal man. Period. She would knock you the fuck out. So don't sit here and tell me all women can't. Please. I've been around women who are 160, 170, 180 pounds and could push me down. And I'm well over 300 pounds. So don't tell me all women are, delicate little flowers. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Not supposed to hit a woman. But what I'm saying is we got to use common sense in this situation. But I was getting to this point before I end this video. They want to create a world where it's almost like the roles are reversed. That's all it's always all about. With some of them, the agenda for the noble is equality, but there are always going to be some who are envious of those who are in power. But it's never about equality with some people. They're envious of those who are in power. They want to replace them. When you start seeing people say down with the patriarchy, well, those aren't people who want equality. They want a matriarchy. They want to have the pants wear the pants in the family. They want men to be the submissive sex. They want to be able to do and screw and do all the things that they want to without judgment, but they want to judge us. They want us to all of a sudden now adhere to these imaginary rules that only apply to us. And we have to push back against that. So like I said before, this is bigger than Diddy. But, that's all I got to say about it. And anybody don't like my opinion, go fuck yourself.